Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is 9th of October. It is Wednesday. It is Ashwini Masa or Padmanabha Masa, Shukla Paksham, and today is Sashti Tithi. So Sashti Tithi is falling 2 days, yesterday and today. So, but there are no Vaishnava events in the calendar. So we shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Parikshit Maharaj speaking to Sukadeva Goswami to encourage him to speak more on the Krishna Katha, how Narada Muni has described Srimad Bhagavatam to various of his disciples and devotees, how he expanded. And then within that sequence, he wanted to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and Sukadeva Goswami has to continue the speaking Bhagavatam. He wanted to hear Bhagavatam continuously and keeping absorbed himself in the lotus feet of Krishna. He wanted to leave his material body. Katayasva Mahabhaga Yataham Akilatmani Krishna Nivesa Nisangam Manatyakshe Kalevaram. So that is how he is requesting Sukadeva Goswami. And whoever hears this Srimad Bhagavatam every day by their personal endeavor, so in short duration of time, not very long, in short time itself, the Lord enters into their heart. He is manifested into their heart. So likewise, Parikshit also mentioning to Sukadeva Goswami. Here Parikshit, since his childhood, he is a devotee of Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami, in beginning of his life also, he is also completely his transcendental to this material world. परिनिष्टोऽपि नैर्गुण्यम् उत्तमश्लोकलीलया गृहीतचेतारायस्य आख्यानं यदधीतवान्. So Sukadeva Goswami is a devotee. Later on, he became the devotee of the Lord. Though he is a Parinishti, later on he became a devotee of the Lord. So now both are the devotees. So Parikshit also have got the similar kind of knowledge, but the discussion is going on for relishing each other, and it is benediction to all others. All the sages are assembled in the next to the Ganges river, including Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, so many sages. They're all hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Tukumukad Drava Samvita. This is Amrutam Drava Samvitam. So likewise, he wanted to hear from Sukadeva Goswami's mouth, though he understands. So he mentions, Kalena not Dirgena Bhagavan Vishrekriti. So knowing that the Lord will be manifested if we hear Srimad Bhagavatam daily by one's personal endeavor. So what happens after that? Parikshit is to Sukadeva Goswami. And whoever hears, so through their ears, every day, and drinking the Bhagavatam through their ears, then the Lord, he will cleanse all the impurities in the heart. Because Bhagavan Vishte Hridi, once Lord enters into the heart, how does he sit there? He sits there in a complete pure place. He does not sit in the impurity. So what he will do? He will completely clear all the dirt from the heart. Just like a when the rain falls, at that time, if there is any muddy water in the rivers, it will be completely washed away, and there will be once again the clear water flow. Likewise, um, Parikshit is mentioning to Sukadeva Goswami. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 8, and verse number 5. This is also a very important verse. It is very simple verse, easy to remember, and we can keep quoting this reference number of times. Very beautiful verse. प्रविष्टः कर्णरन्ध्रेण स्वानं भावासरोरुहं धुनोति शमलं कृष्णः सलिलस्य यथा शरत् प्रविष्टः कर्णरन्ध्रेण pravistah, thus being entered. So because here Shrunutaha Sadhya Nityam, so when once we are hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam Nityam, then once that is pravistah, thus being entered Karnarandrena through the holes of the ears. When we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, it enters into the ears, and then what happens? Swanam Bhava Saroruham, and according to one's liberated position. Swanam Bhava Saroruham. Bhava Sarorupam. This is the constitutional relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So everyone has got one particular relationship with the Lord, and this Srimad Bhagavatam is going through their heart, through their ears, and then it will awaken, enliven that relationship. And this is Saroruham, and the lotus like their heart, lotus flower, Saroruham, Swanam Bhava Saroruham, Dhunoti Shamalam Krishnaha, and Dunoti cleanses, Shamalam, the material qualities like lust, anger, avarice, and hankering. Dhunoti Shamalam, Krishna, the Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Salilasya Yata Salilasya, of the reservoir of water, Yata Sharat, as it were in the autumn season. In the autumn season, the rain falls. So when the rain falls, so here Dhunot Shamalam. So as like the whenever rain comes, as it washes all the impurities. Likewise, when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam through our ears, it will wash all the impurities from the heart. Likewise, Parikshit is mentioning. Pravistah Karnarendrena Swanam Bhava Saroruham Dhunoti Shamalam Krishnaha Sarilasya Yatasharat. It's a translation for this verse. The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of material association, such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus, it acts like autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water. And purported by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So can I request any volunteer devotees to read this purport, please? There are 4 paragraphs. Can I request 2 paragraphs each devotee? Take turns. Anyone would like to read?
I'll have a go quick, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, please. Mataji, you are on mute.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Shall I start again?
Yes, Mataji, please.
It is said that the single pure devotee of the Lord can deliver all the fallen souls of the world. Thus, one who is actually in the confidence of a pure devotee like Narada or Sukadev Goswami, and thus is empowered by one's spiritual master, as Narada was by Brahmaji, can not only deliver himself from the clutches of Maya or illusion, but can deliver the whole world by his pure and empowered devotional strength. The comparison to the autumnal rain that falls in muddy reservoirs of water is very appropriate. During the rainy season, all the waters of the rivers become muddy, but in the month of July, August, and autumn season, when there is slight rainfall, the muddy water of the rivers all over the world become at once clear. But by addition of some chemical, a small reservoir of water like that of the Metropolitan Waterworks tank can be cleared, and by such a tiny effort it is not possible to clear up all the reservoirs of water like the rivers. A powerful, pure devotee of the Lord, however, can deliver not only the personal self, but also many others in his association. Good association. In other words, the cleansing of the polluted heart of other methods like the culture of empiric knowledge of mystic gymnastics can simply cleanse one's own heart. But devotional service to the Lord is no powerful than it can cleanse that so powerful that it can cleanse the hearts of the people in general by the devotional service of the pure, empowered devotee. A true representative of the Lord, like Narada, Sukadev Goswami, Lord Chaitanya, and six Goswamis, and later Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakura, etc., can deliver all people by their empowered devotional service. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Can I request other devotee take a turn to read next two paragraphs, please? Yes, Mataji, please.
By sincere effort to her Srimad Bhagavatam, one realized the constitutionally relationship with the Lord in the transcendental humor of servitude, friendship, parental affections, or conjugal or conjugal love. And by such self-realizations, one becomes situated at once in the loving, transcendental loving service of the Lord. Not only were all the pure devotee like Narada self-realization soul, but they were engaged in reaching work automatically by spiritual impetus, and thus they delivered many poor souls entangled in the material modes. They become so powerful because they sincerely followed the follow the Bhagavatam principle by regular hearing and worshipping. By such action, the accumulated materials lust extra become cleansed by the personal endeavor of the Lord within the heart. The Lord is always within the heart of the living being, but he become manifested by one devotional service. Purification of the heart by clutcher of knowledge or of mystic yoga may be all right for the time being for a individual person, but it is like the cleansing of a small quantity of strangle of stagnant water by chemical process. Such clarifications of water may sound for the time being and the sediment and the sediment and the sediments settle down, but by a slight or but a slight aggregation, sorry, but a slight agitations, since everything become muddy. The idea is the devotional service to the Lord is the only method of cleansing the heart for good, whereas other method may be superficially good for the time being. There is a risk of becoming muddy again due to the agitations of the mind. Devotional service to the Lord with specific attention for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and always is the best recommended method for liberation from the clutch of illusion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so here in this purport, Prabhupada is mentioning, it is said that single pure devotee of the Lord can deliver all the fallen souls of the world. So this is a very, very powerful statement. So we see one person has wandered the world 14 times and then made so many temples and giving an opportunity for so many conditioned souls to deliver. This is a practical experience. That's one who is actually in that confidence of pure devotee like Narada, Sukadeva Goswami or Prabhupada, thus is empowered by one spiritual master as Narada was Brahmaji, can not only deliver himself from the clutches of Maya or illusion, but can deliver the whole world by his pure and empowered devotional strength. This is empowered devotional strength. See, this is one has to acquire. This is tapasya. What is devotional strength? Controlling all the senses and engaging himself in the devotional service. Then only he will be able to deliver the entire world. But it is not simply we engage in our material duties and able to, we cannot even influence one person. So one has to go through tapasya. Sujami tapase vedam grasami tapasa punaha bibarmi tapasa vishwam virime dushran tapaha. So this devotional service all the time one has to have complete um, faith in the Guru and Krishna. That way it would be developed. Pure and empowered devotional strength. And wherever he goes, Bhavadvida Bhagavataha, Teddabhotaha Swayam Vibho, Teddhe Kuranti Dhani, Swantastena Gadabhuta. Wherever he goes, he make that place as a pilgrimage. Just only his presence is needed for a few moments. Sa Godohana Matram hi Gruheshu Gruhamedinam. Aveksheh Mahabhaga Tirthe Kurun Tadashramam. Just Sukadeva Goswami, just for a few moments, he goes to the Gruhamedis for Sab Godohana Matram. He just as much time as to milk the cow, and he make that place as a pilgrimage by speaking Krishna Katha there. Tirthe Kurun Tadashramam. That's why Parivrajakaचार्य is very, very compassionate. He goes, Janasya Krishna Vimukasya Devad Adharmasilasya Sudukkitasya Anugrahayeha Charanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyan Janadhanasya. When the people are not interested in Krishna consciousness, so these devotees of the Lord, they wander the world and then give Krishna to them. Janasya Krishna Vimukasya Devad Adharmasilasya Sudukkitasya Anugraheha Charanti Nunam. Just to show their mercy on everyone, Charanti Nonam, they will wander around the world. That is the position of devotees of the Lord, empowered devotional strength. The comparison to the autumnal rain that falls on the muddy reservoirs of the water is very appropriate. During the rainy season, all the waters of the rivers become muddy. But in the month of July and August, the autumn season, when there is slight rainfall, the muddy waters also. This is a very beautiful analogy here is given by the Parikshit Maharaj. Prabhupada is explaining nicely here. And Prabhupada is here just with the chemical, we can just clear off some water, little bit of water. But it is not possible to clean the entire water in the reservoirs. So likewise, here a powerful pure devotee of the Lord, however, can deliver not only his personal self, but also many others in his association. So this is the more powerful statement again. It is not simply one comes as a giving a lecture and go away. So with his presence, he will influence so many people to take to the devotional service and make them to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, following the regulative principles and also chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly. And this is how one get with the association of pure devotees. And then further, Prabhupada mentions about the uh, mystic acquiring the empiric knowledge or mystic gymnastics. This is simply cleanses one's own heart, and it will cleanse only for himself. But again, when his mind get agitated, then what happens? He will again incline towards those materialistic activities. But devotional service to the Lord is so powerful, it can cleanse the hearts of the people in general. That's why it is very powerful. By devotional service of a pure and empowered devotee. And then here, represented a true representative of Lord like Narada, Sukadeva Goswami, Lord Chaitanya, and six Goswamis, and Bhakti Vinod Thakura, and Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, likewise, can deliver all people by their empowered devotional service. Very beautifully explained here. And by sincere efforts to the hear Srimad Bhagavatam, again, efforts, but one has to put sincere efforts to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. One realizes his constitutional relationship with the Lord. This is Swanam Bhava Saroruham. And once he develops that relationship, and what happens? So, in the servitude, friendship, parental affection, or conjugal love, and by such realization, one becomes situated at once in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. It will never ever leave. So, he is always in contact with the Lord. So Kapil Bhagavan says, Nakarichat matparaha shantarupe nakshantiro me animisho ledi hetihi yesha maham priya atma sutasya saka guruhu suhrudo daivamistam. So they would not lose all this devotional relationship with the Lord. So he mentions that yesha maham priya atma sutasya saka guruhu suhrudo daivamistam. They establish the relationship like a priya, the friends, and like a lover, and atma sutasya, like a child, like a father, and saka as a friend, guru, like a master, a suhrudo, well-wisher, daivam, and the supreme divine. Likewise, in different relationship with the Lord, they establish and they continue in the bhava saroruham. Then what happens? Nakarihijat matparaha shantarupe nakchanti no me. They will never ever be destroyed. Nakchanti no me. So likewise, he mentioned they will never ever lose. Animisho lady hetihi. So these are the different relationships that Kapil Bhagavan also explains here. Prabhupada is mentioning. Not only were the pure devotees like Narada self-realized souls, but they were engaged in preaching work automatically by spiritual impetus. If one is feeling so much of ecstatic in himself, he wanted to share. He is always Budhara, Anugrahayena Charanti Nunam, and he wanted to give to everyone. He is not greedy just only for himself. And thus, they delivered many poor souls entangled in the material modes. They became so powerful because they sincerely followed the Bhagavatam principles by regular hearing and worshipping. This is yadjadacharite shrestha tatta devetaro naraha. Sait pramanam kurute lokaha tad anuvartate. And when the Bhagavatas are following these principles, and they are the inspiration for people in general, and if such kind of people speak a single word, then everyone will take it because they're following the principle, acharana. By such actions, the accumulated materials, etc., become cleansed by the personal endeavor of the Lord within the heart. The Lord is always within the heart of the living being, but he becomes manifested by one's devotional service. Sevomukehi jihvada swayameva spurtyadaha. But when we are engaging in the devotional service, he is manifested in the heart. And also, Bhagavan Vishte Pridi, Kalena Nadi Dirghena, Bhagavan Vishte Pridi. And the purification of the heart by culture of knowledge or mystic yoga may be all right for time being for an individual person, but it is not the ultimate end. It is like the cleansing of a small quantity of stagnant water by chemical process, but that does not help when there is too much of muddy or reservoir of water. Such clarification of water may stand for time being and the sediments settle down, but by slight agitation, everything becomes muddy again. So the idea is that devotional service to the Lord is the only method of cleansing the heart for good, whereas other methods may be superficially good for the time being. And there are so many processes we follow, like that vrata, this vrata, or many things. People, when the festival comes, immediately they engage themselves and trying to do it. But once the festival is over, again engage in the similar kind of materialistic activities. So it will never ever end. So that's why here, like, so that is methods may be, other methods may be superficially good for time being, like that festival, this festival, so many festivals are coming in it throughout the year. So there is the risk of becoming muddy again due to the agitation of the mind. Devotional service to the Lord with the specific attention for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and always is the best recommended method for liberation from the clutches of illusion. This is Shrunta Sradhya Nityam Gunasassa Swachestitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishte Priti. When the Lord enters, He cleanses everything. We will become completely purified, just as good as the fire. And whoever comes in contact with such a devotee, he will also become purified. Okay, likewise, Prabhupada is describing very beautifully here in this purport. And this is the Parikshit's desire to speak, Sukadeva Goswami to speak Srimad Bhagavatam to him. प्रविष्टः कर्णरन्ध्रेण स्वानां भावसरोरुहं धुनोति शमलं कृष्णः सरलस्य यथा शरत्. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so we shall quickly move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Can I ask a small question?
Yes,
Well, you know the pure devotional servant that's serving the Lord wholeheartedly, and you said about the associates being purified as well.
yes.
What if the pure devotee falters at any time? Would that affect the whole group of associates?
Pure devotee fall into association of
If
other.
they faltered, if they divert from that service and sin, of course, you know, like if they committed a sin.
Yeah, then we cannot call him as a pure devotee, isn't it, man?
So what happens to the rest of the associates? Do they get affected too? Because if they're associating with him when he's pure and they get the benefit of purity,
Yes.
do they lose that benefit when he falters?
They do not lose because it is permanent.
But what if their heart is not totally in it? They're associating, but their heart is not totally in it anyway.
Yes, so initially, when the devotee is pure and he is preaching Krishna consciousness and everyone are inspiring from him, and later on, whoever is that pure devotee, if he falls down, maybe again engaging in the materialistic activities, what happens to other people? So, is that the right question, Mataji?
Yeah.
Yes. So those people, whatever the pure devotee is speaking, he is speaking from the scriptures without deviating those understandings. Other people, they have got it, but they have established themselves in that path and they have got the right knowledge. And though that person falls down, whoever is the devotee, then uh, it is they understand because they got the knowledge. It is the bewildering energy of the Lord, illusion energy of the Lord. Even some people may be falling down.
Hmm.
So that also they will come to that understanding because they have got that knowledge.
Yeah, but suppose their heart is not totally in it, but they're following this pure devotee. What happens to them then? Are they still pure as the devotee? Pure devotee? The leader, I should say the leader, so that you get understand.
Prabhu, can I add something, Prabhu?
In that scenario, pure, the word cannot be applied in that scenario.
Mm.
It could be the pseudo or just maybe Madhyamadikari, something like that, or Kanistadikari.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Prabhu, can I just add my little understanding is, Mataji, I believe the association, then those people, they become almost non-devotee. The more you associate with non-devotee, you get affected by that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because well, the thing is, if they're taking some goodness out of it and they want to continue, they have a choice, obviously, yes. So, but if people would go with the crowd, if they think that it's either that he has faltered and that means, oh well, it's not a good path anyway, so we'll go along with him and falter as well. Or maybe they will think, oh, that wasn't a genuine good leader. Or maybe they'll forgive him, who knows, and if he comes back and to his senses and he begins to return to his devotional service. So the situation is a practical one, isn't it?
So here, devotee is always under the care of the Lord. And even if devotee falls down, apite suduracharo bhajite mam anya bhak. Sadhurev samantavyaha samyik vyavihito hi saha. Even though for time being the devotee, it appears that he falls down because he is engaged in the devotional service. So name bhakta pranasyati, he is not never lost. But still we have to
No.
consider him as the sadhu. It's a Bhagavad Gita statement obeying Krishna to Arjuna.
Yeah. And Prabhupada forgive people if they come back and they're sincere, just like Krishna does. Yeah, Haribol.
Yes. This is the Solpampyas dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So he will never ever lost, even if he performs a small thing and then, but Prabhupada sometimes mentions that if a devotee is elevated devotee, his life is like a on the sharp edge. He need to be very careful about any offenses in his day-to-day life, and also looking after the Maya attentively. So that is also his carefulness. But here, but by any chance, if he falls down, but Krishna, Dehopi Daivashagaha Kalu Karmayavat Swarambakam Prasamikshita Eva Sasu, the Lord will look after him. We do not have to worry about. So here, in due course of time, once again, he will be revived back. He quickly becomes righteous and attains the lasting peace. So again, Krishna says that क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वत शांति न गच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा even though he appears that क्षिप्रम भवति he falls down shashwat shanti nigacchati and again once again he will become righteous shashwat shanti nigacchati that's why kaunteya pratijanihi O Arjuna so you boldly declare that na me bhakta pranastyati my devotee never perishes very bold statements.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nicely explained. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Letter to Satsvarupa, April 21st, 1970, Los Angeles. So it is a little bit big letter. Can I request any devotees to read this letter, please? Okay, I shall read it then. My dear Satsvarupa, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 17th instant. I am glad to know that you are about to enlarge your altar and throne to accommodate the new deities. However, you should not put the Vyasasana in the rear as they are doing in Los Angeles Temple. Los Angeles has got a different arrangement than you have got in Boston Temple. So you can put the Vyasasana along the side of the temple room, and that will be nice. I also think that you cannot make the same arrangement as Los Angeles for separate doors for each of the three altars. So simply expand your present altars to fit the new deities on the basis of the old style. Regarding organization of the artists, there is no need of wasting time for learning the art from study of texts. We should always remember that our time is very short. I think our artists should be satisfied with whatever they have learned already. That is sufficient. They should be simply be engaged in painting pictures always, and that will teach them the art sufficiently. In the beginning, I was seriously corresponding with Indian friends to get some good Mridanga players. But when I found it too difficult to get a man from India, some of my students were given the rudimentary lessons in playing, and simply by practice, they are putting on Sankirtana party everywhere. My Guru Maharaja used to say that in a foreign land where you cannot speak the language with the natives very nicely, what do you do when you are in a fire? When there is a fire in your house, just to get their help? In such an emergency, one has to express himself somehow or other to his foreign friends and get their help to extinguish the fire. But if he wants to learn the language first and then talk with the foreign friends to get help, then everything in the meantime would be finished. Similarly, if we have to learn and then paint, it will be a long time affair. But immediately, we want so many pictures for all of our books, so all the artists may always be engaged in painting works, and that painting itself will gradually teach them how to make things nice. Regarding how the art department should be organized, that is to be managed among themselves. I do not know the technical details. I want only that they may be always engaged. Now, it is up to them how to manage these things. As you have suggested, you may make any suitable arrangement, and that is approved by me. However, you make it fit. The only thing is the artist must always be engaged full time in their painting work. You may inform Devhuti and others that I am always satisfied with their work. I am satisfied only to see that every one of us is always engaged in his respective duties. As the teacher wants to see that the students are engaged in their handwriting work. Who is writing good hand? That is a secondary question. The teacher's duty is to see that everyone is engaged in handwriting work. So, if all the artists are always engaged in painting, that will satisfy me, and still that will gradually make them experienced for making good paintings. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so very nice letter about the deities and then paintings and also learning art. Okay, dear devotees, any comments on this letter? Okay, so here in this letter, Prabhupada is mentioning about the arrangement of Vyasasana. If the temple room is big, they can have altar and then separate Vyasasana like that. And also Prabhupada is suggesting on that matter. And then later on about we are of our time is very short within this body. We do not know how long we would live here. It is short. Prabhupada is addressing again. So if we are start learning and then doing things means it may take longer. And we want Prabhupada was in his already 70, 72, something like that in that ages. So this is letter 1970. So by the time Prabhupada was 75 years and he wanted to make these books printed very quickly, urgently. So that's why Prabhupada is suggesting that whatever the paintings you can do it. Always engage in yourself uh, in pictures always. That will teach them the art automatically, sufficiently. So this is everything practice makes man perfect. It says some proverb is there. So while we keep working it, we know we become the experts in it. Okay, that is, and also just Prabhupada is giving some analogy about if we wanted to do anything, some or other, we have to express to the people. Uh, okay, otherwise, just learning and doing, by the time everything will be finished. Okay, that is one analogy Prabhupada gave here. And then, as a teacher wanted to see all his students are engaged in writing work or some other homework, engaged in the studies. Likewise, spiritual master wanted to see that his disciples are always engaged in the devotional service. So that is another statement I can make it out from this letter. Okay, so that is from Prabhupada's letter. Dear devotees, if you have got any other comments or updates from this letter, kindly share. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today is Wednesday. Today evening we have got Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. And then tomorrow, Thursday, again a Krishna book reading. And Saturday, we have got Chaitanya Charitamrita session. So I think nowadays we are fully packed all our programs. I think we do not have any breathing space for material things to think of. Sometimes I feel that. And also we have got so many festivals and stretching ourselves sometimes it is bit hard, but somewhere or other we are not engaging in the material things. Okay, that is good. Okay, dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, there are no updates then. And also last night we have gone through this Brahmavaivarta Mahapurana, the Prakriti Kanda, how Krishna's energy, the Mula Prakriti, Radharani expands herself into Durga, Goddess Lakshmi, Saraswati, Savitri, and then so many other goddesses, and how they are main in this universal affairs, how they help everyone. It was a very beautiful session and exploring so many angles of the Prakriti, Durga Devi in this material world. Okay, so the few things, even for sleeping, there is a Nidra Devi. Her name is Nidra Devi, who makes us to sleep in the night. And also there is Sasti Devi or Devasena, who looks after the children when they are very young ages. And she is visible to the children like a old woman, like a Siddha Yogini. She is the wife of the Skanda or the Kartikeya. Her name is Devasena or Sasti Devi. Today is Sasti. Okay, her name is Sasti Devi. We have explored those details last night. This session is recorded just to look. It is all from the education world if you wanted to go through. It is a Brahma Kanda 30th chapter, Prakriti Kanda 1st chapter. Okay, that's all I wanted to share. Okay, if you are all happy, we shall conclude and continue further Japa. Okay. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
Pavanebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Anantapuri Vaishnavina ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna conscious day, everyone.